This is Michael Thomas. Today, it is the 26th of April, 2023. It's the early hours of the morning. I used the night time to try and get as little sleep as I could. In between waking to the sounds of the creepers, I read my father's journal. And two things occurred to me after reading that journal. First was that I don't think I could face seeing the old town of Electro again, let alone the family home, where it all began, the good and the bad, where that military truck picked myself, my mother and my brother up and took us to that godforsaken place, DayZ. Secondly, I read that my father had left Electro and made his way inland via Mogilevka. And I realized as I left Electro, Staroye rather, I would be heading down to a junction and I would have a choice. Turn left, I go back to Electro. Good times and bad face me there, memories wise. If I take a right, I would be taking the road my father had tread to Mogilevka. I read that he stopped along the way to fish in this very stream. He cooked his fish up and he made his way along the road towards Mogilevka, and then he went inland. But I can very easily then cut through the Mogilevka summer camp that I know, and I will be pretty much parallel to where we might meet Mongolia again, in Chernogorsk Industrial. Was it a sign from my father? If I take this road, I will be blessed. As I passed the military checkpoint, I made my way along to the spot where I thought he had fished, which I do believe is roughly here, opposite an electrical box, which is just through the trees in the foreground. But coming further up the road, there was a military convoy that had clearly been overrun by creepers. On that convoy, we got better pants, which give us more inventory space. We found a plate carrier, which needs patching up, but there was also a holster and pouches. And we found this monstrosity of a rucksack, which gives us all the capacity we could want. Can I actually fix these up? No. No guns, no ammunition, but in terms of capacity, the holy grail really, with the pouches, the holster, and the bag and the pants. Was that Dad giving me a gift? Was that Dad giving me a sign that if I tread his path, I will be rewarded, paying homage and respects? There's the electrical box, so I am indeed pretty sure we just fished in the same spot, or near enough to what Dad himself did at the start of his weary journey to try to be reunited with us. So that little fishing expedition is for you, Dad. And we will enjoy the rest of the night time and the cover of darkness to cook this up in that house at the top of the road. We have to navigate these sons of bitches first. Let's make sure we don't get overwhelmed. Let's draw them on one at a time. They may have more matches. They may have another flare. In the cover of darkness, it probably is worth searching them. There we go. Exactly as suspected. some kindling. Let's head up the hill. Take this one. No need to search anymore, though. We got our flare off that first one. We've just taken a concussion. We have medication for. Big difference from the last time we took a concussion. It's in our pot. I believe this will get rid of it. It does. It's lucky. I didn't want to have to nurse that for 15-20 minutes like the last time. Still have a bit of pain to deal with. But that won't last nearly as long as a concussion, as I'm more than aware. We'll take our time. We're in no rush. We're very close to Mogilevka, and that is the town over from Chernogorsk. This one's going to have to be dealt with, I believe. If we can get in and leave them outside, they can act as early warning systems for anyone creeping. We get out of the cold. We don't need our light now, giving us away. This fire's been used relatively recently. Oh, actually, we don't need to tie that around our waist anymore. We can keep it out. Let's prepare our fish before lighting our fire. We get the buff, we move on to Mogilevka. We can even take our food with us because we have the carry capacity now to make those beautiful decisions. Get our fish on the fire ready. Use our flare. Oh, we didn't get it first time today. You're losing your touch, Mike. Losing your touch, son. Second time. Can opener. It's pretty nice. Burning lighter. Save our battery on our head torch as we cook our fish and just get warm. Let this pain wear off. At least the concussion's gone now, thanks to that. New rocks. One piece of fish done. Definitely getting lighter. Dad wrote about a potential police crash site that he looted on his way between this little area and Mogilevka. There are also some industrial-looking sheds down the bottom, though. It means navigating the creepers, but if we could find an epoxy or leather sewing kit, we could improve our plate carrier to give us better protection. That's our pain gone, and that's our one scratch gone. We're back to pretty much full health. When this piece is done, we'll put the last piece on, and then we'll eat a piece. Get all that goodness inside us. This is for you, Dad. Caught in the same stream where you caught fish with your own hands, in the way that you taught me how to. And now we can leave. Still using what's left of the night. Weighing up the risk of searching those buildings. We'll push on. Standing there, statuesque, demon in the night. There's too many of them. It's too much of a risk. We've used our only anti-concussion medication. I don't want to be nursing a concussion going through Mogilevka. We probably could do with taking a sip at the well in Mogilevka, which has its own dangers, of course. There is a hunting shop there. A battered hatchet. No good to us. We already have one and a sharpening stone. Just over the bridge is where Dad described finding police vehicles, police creepers, loaded with ammunition and goodies. Not today, Dad. But you more than made up for it if you gave me a parting gift from the heavens with that military convoy. There are a few residential buildings ahead that have some industrial around them. If we can safely get to those industrial buildings, sheds, to look for an epoxy or leather kit, then I will do so. But I won't go massively out of my way, as we are now within touching distance of Mogilevka. And of course beyond that, Chernogorsk, where it all started to unravel for Dad. And where we have possibly tricky conversations to be had, either with others or just with ourselves and myself. Do I carry on? Do I try and rebuild something in the name of a legacy of sorts for Mam and Dad and Tony? Or do I put faith in my own mother and father's faith that I do not share? That I can just join them again in some sort of paradise, some afterlife. And anything other than this seems like paradise at the moment. I won't lie. It seems quiet, but bandits could be watching us from these hills. I don't want to appear too menacing by walking around with our gun. Let's eat another piece. This one's for you, ma'am. Dad taught me how to catch them. You taught me how to prepare and cook them. We will definitely have to hit the well. The fish isn't giving us the hydration we would like. Despite what Ma'am taught me, that we would get some hydration from the fish, that doesn't seem to be the case today. Much handier having this inventory space. Makes life a lot easier. Let's try and isolate these and not make any mistakes. Residential. Let's risk a bit of light on the situation. We ain't gonna find any epoxy or leather kit in there. In a shed, maybe? Nope. I can hear one of those things close. We'll use that attic house to have a little quick sort of our inventory. I want to use my sharpening stone. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. More rope we don't need. Just check this toilet block quickly. A bit of light on the situation again. Cleaver we already have. Sewing kit. We shouldn't pass it up now we have the carry capacity. Let's close ourselves in. Now we lose the light. How many of those? We've only got one of these left. We're going to use it. Kill some of this nighttime by fixing up our blades. Because we're approaching the stage where we're at the last push. Mogilevka, almost the final frontier between us and Chernogorsk. That's the hunting knife. Our melee, very important. Let's keep on top of that. And we'll probably need a fire before we leave Mogilevka and head towards the summer camp. And then Chernogorsk. Actually, while we have the capacity, hotkey our grenade. You never know. We move. Again. We take on the cold of the night. And I know if you head up this way, there is one of those hunting stands, and then when you crest the hill, you will start to be able to see Mogilevka. Well, we didn't need to use that sharpening stone, but we weren't to know that was going to be there. A new pristine hatchet to use as our melee weapon. We continue to traverse the night. Just over the brow of this hill. There's the hunting stand. Let's check that first. Some more fish. The nutrition in us. Really nothing? Nothing for me? Okay. Onwards. Towards Mog. Where we can just make a beeline for the well and the hunting shop, which are opposite one another. If I can carry on eating, I might as well free up my inventory space and put the food in my belly. It's as good in my belly as it is in my pouches. It will only freeze over and need to be defrosted again in any case. Let's make sure I'm not going off course in the night. Easy to do. Pretty sure that building forms part of Mogilevka. Well, here we go. This is the farm area of Mogilevka. We'll try and keep our light off. Difficult to see, I know. But a deliberate tactic, making inroads on our journey, using the nighttime as our friend. This little area here is farm, but it is mixed in with a bit of industrial. So it might be worth, if safe, again, looking for leather sewing kits or epoxy putty. Let's take our time. The end goal is in sight. Tantalizingly close. There's a creeper over there who has seen us. Oh no. Mistimed that, Mike. Got away with it. We're going to have to brave the light to search this properly. Helmet visor. A light bulb. Nothing. Another shed. Pipe wrench. I don't think I would find what I'm looking for in these longer barns. I think I saw some industrial looking sheds the other side of this one though. Off in the distance there. Creeper in the barn. Put him down relatively quickly. Nice. We'll have to brave the light again. As we search these sheds. We'll run in shoes, our boots are still okay. Sunnies. Not necessary. Could have done with that ability to see better in the dark 25 minutes ago or so. Light. Could be a street light. Could be another survivor. It's a street light. Let's creep towards the well. We will check that shed. Let me check this shop first. This taco stand. Nothing. A Ushanka and a cap. Again, no good to me. Let's investigate the hunting shop and the well. Looks like something out of the films my mother used to watch. The old LA Noir. I was more of a Terminator 2 guy myself. Predator. Die Hard. Ironically, words that could describe our situation. That signpost tells me what I already know. Chernogorsk is that way. Just use the shade. There's the well. We will get a fire before leaving Mogilevka. Let us first. We'll take the binoculars. And we can now drop the range finder. Oh, there's another round for our AK. Hunter jacket. We'll stick with the white coat. It served me well so far. We can use these to get a better look at Chernogorsk. When we get closer. Damn. Creeper close by. We need a drink, though. Hungry we are not. Risk of becoming thirsty, yes. God damn you, Grandma. You're not going to let me, are you? No. Just had a feeling. Ooh, a belt. Even more potential. Carry space. For a sheath. A canteen, if we could find one. Maybe in the summer camp. Drink until we're full. That was good. That felt good. Industrial looking sheds there. One here. A wrench. We'll get our fire in the last building possible. And I know of such a place on the way out. Epoxy and leather sewing kits seem to be at a premium. Light bulbs, not so much. That one on his own. Looks it. Bit of a delayed reaction. Let's try and chart a path around as many of these creatures as we can. God. That one's not going to have anything to do with stealth. It's not a lot we're going to be able to do. Check these sheds quickly. Nothing in that one. Another sewing kit. Just up this road, there should be a couple of... There they are in the distance. I can see them. A couple of houses in isolation. And then the road forks off, and towards the right, it leads to Mogilevka Summer Camp, where we could find some interesting equipment to help us on our final push, because we will then only be approximately a 5-minute jog away from Chernogorsk itself. Let's allow the luxury of some light. More alcoholic tincture, which could always come in handy. I can see a shed. We might as well loot before getting our fire. And we'll probably get it, the fire, in this raised property, although that green mustache, I don't like the fire being on the ground level in the mustache. Come on then, you son of a bitch. Another one. Another one behind them. Hatchet is serving me well. I'll grant it that. Shit. We may have to avoid that green mustache altogether. There are sticks there. We have rags on us. I believe. Pretty sure we have rags on us, yes. For kindling. Probably shouldn't use my gloves in this way, but it's a bit quieter than hacking it down. Hope to God no one's lying in wait in this building for us. Okay. Let's get the fire going and reassess where we're at. Kindling. Fuel. Eat the last of our fish. And then we can make our way to Chernogorsk. Once we've been rested. And once we have that heat buff, we'll be ready for the final push. In not too bad shape, in case we do come across resistance. Take a look at Dad's journal again, make our own notes, make our own adjustments. We have weapons. We have a full belly. We've drank well. Plenty of space. We might need them more accessible when we get down to Chernogorsk. Question somebody. Worn, pristine, badly damaged. Still need to work on that. Let's fix this belt up. Make good use of the duct tape. Take pride in our appearance. Dad used to drum that into me from his old army days. And we will move towards Chernogorsk as I come to the end of this tape and the end of this message.